Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Mabuhay! Welcome to Folklorama at the Mabuhay Philippine Pavilion, where we proudly celebrate the rich culture, vibrant traditions, and warm hospitality of the Philippines. Please take your seats and we will begin in 2 minutes. Before we begin our show, we would like to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors whose support has helped make this pavilion possible. Jer Salocot Restaurant, Jerome Lalbial, chef and owner. AcuPrep Tax and Bookkeeping Solutions, Alvin Fernandez, President. Young's Market. Asia Spa and Boutique, Leah Song, Clinical Esthetician and Owner. Salon de Manila. Cabrera Law Firm, Attorney Efren Cabrera, Principal. GEM Insurance, Emerita Guevara, President. SSU Engineering, Geotechnical and Environmental Materials Consultation Services. Stage 1 Lights and Sound Reinforcement. Design Graphics, Advertising and Graphic Design. Sorbit Travel Center. Casares Law Office, Attorney J.B. Casares, Principal. Punzalan Law Office, Attorney Rachel Punzalan, Principal. Filipino Express. J5 Construction Limited, Rusil Evangelista, President. Your contributions are truly appreciated. Maraming salamat po. To ensure a smooth and enjoyable experience for everyone, we kindly ask that you observe the following house rules reminders. Now, no flash photography during the performance, as it may distract our talented performers. Please keep your phones in silent mode throughout the show. If you need to use the facilities, washrooms are located just outside the hall to the left before the exit doors. Thank you for your cooperation, and now sit back, relax, and enjoy the sights, sounds, and spirit of the Philippines. Mabuhay!
Welcome to Folklorama. I'm Terry Gale from CTV Morning Live. Folklorama acknowledges that we create, connect, and celebrate on Treaty 1 territory. We honor the unceded lands and waters of the Anishinaabe, Ininu, and Dakota peoples in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We recognize and honor that our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation on Treaty 3 territory. We are committed to building relationships and sharing knowledge and cultural understanding of all communities. Understanding our diversity fosters pride and mutual respect.
And I'm Ace Burpee from 103.1 Virgin Radio. Folklorama would also like to recognize the following festival partners. Casinos of Winnipeg as tonight's Pavilion entertainment sponsor, 103.1 Virgin Radio, Bounce 99.9 FM, Recycle Everywhere, Safeway and Sobeys. Thank you so much for your valued support. When you finish drinking a beverage in a bottle, can, or box, Recycle Everywhere makes it easy for you to recycle your beverage container. See all the places to recycle throughout the pavilion. Before we begin the show, we want to say a special thank you to the dedicated, amazing volunteers that make this festival possible. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you all so much for coming and supporting our ethno-cultural communities to keep culture thriving.
Good evening, magandang gabi po. Thank you for joining us for a very special moment, the inaugural year of the Mabuhay Philippine Pavilion. Tonight is more than a show. It's a celebration, a living, breathing tribute to who we are as Filipinos. Storytellers, dancers, dreamers, and proud guardians of a vibrant heritage that refuses to fade. Inspired by the pavilion's theme, Pag-uwi, a journey to unity, identity, and heritage, this evening's performance weaves together music, movement, and memory in a heartfelt tribute to our cultural roots. Let each show bring us to a journey through the island of Luzon, a homecoming to the sounds and stories of family and tradition, a love letter to the music, the movements, and the spirit of Filipino culture. So we invite you, live this journey with us tonight. Let every beat, every step, every song stir something in you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome our Pavilion ambassadors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mabuhay Philippine Pavilion. We're so happy to have you here. I'm Jory Rogers.
And my name is Pearson Ali Bibud, and we are your youth ambassadors.
My name is Joyce Catanza.
My name is Jaden Kadak, and together we are your adult ambassadors.
This space is a celebration of Philippine heritage, offering you a taste of our culture through souvenirs, cuisine, exhibits, and of course our evening performances.
But before we begin, we would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank our special guests who are with us tonight. Chantal Herlich, Pavilion Coordinator for German Pavilion. Miss Lynn Hu, Pavilion Coordinator for the Brazilian Pavilion. J.D. Devgan, MLA for McPhillips. Pierce Dixon, Board of Director. And of course, our Buster, Pemina Active Living. Woo! Your presence truly honors this occasion. Thank you.
Intramuros is the walled Spanish city at the heart of Manila, the capital of the Philippines. And from this heart sprung forth the history and beauty of the Filipino culture. We bring you on a journey of history and heritage from the Spanish period to the Ilustrados and the modern republic.
We hope that what you see tonight not only entertains, but also inspires and informs. So from the stories told through postcards, come and travel with us to Intramuros.
Enjoy the show and have a wonderful evening.
Please rise for the Philippine National Anthem.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mabuhay Philippine Pavilion. I'm Mary Jane Napolitano, President of the Manitoba Association of Filipino Teachers, Incorporated, also known as MAFTI. Tonight, we are excited to showcase the incredible talents of our performing arts students and their Rondalia group through dance, music, and theatrical performances. Our goal is to bring Philippine history to life on stage. Join us in experiencing the cultural brilliance of the Mabuhay Philippine Pavilion, where tradition meets passion and pride. Enjoy the show!
Mr. S, can I ask you something?
Of course. What is it?
Where are you from in the Philippines?
Me? I'm from Manila.
Oh, cool. Where exactly in Manila?
I grew up near Intramurals.
Intramurals? What's that?
Intramurals is the oldest district in Manila. It's a walled city built during the Spanish colonial period.
A walled city? That sounds interesting.
Yes, it is. There are walls, old churches, cobblestone streets. So much history. It's like stepping back in time. It's my favorite place in the Philippines.
Wow, I'd love to see it someday.
You should. It's a beautiful place to learn about our past. And the story of our past starts just before Intramurals. And this is where our story begins.
Intramuros is a historic walled city in the heart of Manila. The Pasig River by its side and in view of Manila Bay. It was founded in 1571 by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi and was the seat of civilization for the Philippine Islands for over 300 years. Before Europeans arrived, the islands had already had its place in Southeast Asia. For hundreds of years, migrants from Borneo, Brunei, Indonesia, and Southeast China, Malacca, and the Western Pacific came to settle in the islands. Traders came to the islands from as far away as Japan, China, India, Thailand, and nearby Indonesia to trade their goods, and the islands had a bustling economy and an established civilization. Then one day, the ships came. They crossed the Pacific and they came from the New World. Ferdinand Magellan, the Portuguese explorer who led the Spanish expedition, claimed the Philippines for Spain and brought Christianity to the islands. They were welcomed by some and not by others, and some of the Datus opposed them. A battle was fought in Mactan, Cebu. Ferdinand Magellan was defeated by the local chieftain Lapu-Lapu, and the explorers were expelled, but they vowed to return. The lone ship to escape was the Victoria. Magellan perished in the battle. The chieftains rejoiced, but the conquistadors would return. After 1521 and Magellan's demise, the conquistadors would return in 1570 led by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. They would make their way to the island of Luzon and establish a city where the river meets the sea. There would be great walls built with the blood and sweat of the Filipinos serving their colonizers, the conquistadors. They would build the first magnificent church within the walls, San Agustin Church, which until today stands as the oldest in the country. Within the walls, they would build Spanish homes of stone and wood, where the conquistadors would live their way of life in a new land in the Far East. And they would call this city Intramuros. Outside the walls, the Filipinos would live working the lands and the fields. over the years, as the conquistadors faded away, new nobility came from Spain and was born into Intramuros, the Peninsulares and the Insulares. For generations they would live within the city. And in the evenings, the city would be lit with the candles and lamps, and one would be serenaded by the music of strings. In the 1800s, from the roots of the Intramuros would emerge a new class of Filipinos, the Ilustrados and the Mestizos, from whom would emerge the great heroes of the nation. The Ilustrados were the learned, enlightened, and wealthy Filipinos. The Mestizos were half European and half Filipino.
Amazing, Mr. S. I didn't know there was much music and dancing.
Oh yes, the Filipino culture is deeply tied to music and dance, storytelling as well. History is not just read in books, but lived every day in our traditions.
I really love everything I'm learning. Now I'm even more curious.
That's great to hear, because this is just the first part.
Di na ko papayag, mawala ka muli. Di na ko papayag na muling mabawi.
Ating kalayaan kay tagal na nating miti. Di na papayagang mabawi muli. Magkakabit-bisig, libo-libong tao.
Ay sarap palang maging Pilipino.
Sama-sama isang at hikain. Kailan may di na paalipin. Handog ng Pilipino sa mundo. Mapayabang paraang pagbabago. Katotohanan, kalayaan, katarungan ay kayang makamit na walang dahas. Basta't magkaisa tayong lahat.
Sama-sama tayo'y kawan ako.
Basta nang nagaganap sa aming bayan.
Magkasama ng mahirap at mayaman.
Kapit-bisig, Padre at sundalo.
Naging langit itong bahagi ng mundo. Huwag muling payagang umira lang bili.
Ngunit ng bawat tao'y bigyan ng pansin. Magkakapatid lahat sa Panginoon.
Ito'y lagi nating
tatandaan.
Pilipino sa mundo. Mapayapang paraang pagbabago. Katotohanan, kalayaan, katarungan ay kayang makamit na walang dahas. Basta't magkaisa tayong lahat. kayamanan niyang likas, piliin mo ang Pilipinas.
Nalulungkot, naiinig, nababago.
Ba'y napapagod araw-gabi, puro kayo?
Buhay mo ba'y walang saysay, walang sigla, walang kulay?
Araw ay pareho, parang walang pagbabago.
Tara na, biyahe tayo, kasama ang pamilya, barkada at buong grupo, mag-enjoy ng todo. Halika, biyahe tayo, nang ating makita ang ganda ng Pilipinas, ang galing ng Pilipino.
Tamo na ba ang mga windmills ng Banggi, ang mga simbahan ng Paway at mga mansyon sa Silay?
Namasdan mo na ba ang mga binta ng Zamboanga?
Pagkadulta ngayon, dinis ng lakay, adlaw nyon.
Tara na, biyahe tayo, nang ating malaman ang kahalagahan ng pagtitigayan. Halika, biyahe tayo, nang ating makita ang ganda ng Pilipinas, ang galing ng Pilipino.
Pasok mo na ba ang mag-wakeboarding sa Kamsur? Boating sa lubot at underground river ng Puerto Princesa.
Natikman mo na ba ang sisig ng Pampanga?
Yang Davao, Bangus, Dagupan, Bicol Express at Lechon Balayan.
Tara na, biyahe tayo, nagkasalamatan sa lahat ng biyaya natanggap ng ating bayan. Halika, biyahe tayo, nang ating makita ang ganda ng Pilipinas, ang galing ng Pilipino. Nalibot mo na ba ang punot dulo ng Luzon? Apari through Calabarzon all the way to Sorsogon.
Ibalala ka na ba sa higante sa ulo? Nakita ka na Vega, oh, sa San Fernando.
Oh, tara na, biyahe tayo, sa pinanggalingan nang tayo'y makarating sa ating paroroonan. Halika, biyahe tayo, nang ating makita ang ganda ng Pilipinas, ang galing ng Pilipino. Tara na, biyahe tayo, nang ating matamo ligaya at katahimikan, kaunlaran, kapayapaan. Halika, biyahe tayo, nang ating makita ang ganda ng Pilipinas, ang galing ng Pilipino. Tara na, biyahe tayo, kasama ang pamilya, barkada at buong grupo, para mag-enjoy ng todo. Halika, biyahe tayo, nang ating makita ang ganda ng Pilipinas, ang galing ng Pilipino. Tara na, biyahe tayo, tara na, biyahe tayo, tara na, biyahe tayo, tara na, biyahe tayo.
Thanks everyone for visiting and supporting the first ever PCCM, the Mabuhay